In battle fierce, a leader bold, his mighty force a sight to behold. But one decision a fatal mistake, now he lies wounded his comrades forsake. Who is this hero, now left forlorn, at the brink of death alone and torn? Think deep and true, unravel the clue. Tell me, dear friend, who are you?
Rebirth. Later that night, a massive white pelican soars into the vicinity and lands inconspicuously atop the crag where Darius's lifeless body rests. Nara, her general, and Ayana are deeply immersed in slumber, with Ayana nestled snugly beneath Nara, finding solace in the warmth of her protector's body, shielding her from the biting cold of the night. The pelican gracefully descends from the crag to the ground, its webbed toes firmly planted, inching closer to Darius. With utmost tenderness, he delicately nudges Darius's head in a desperate attempt to rouse him. Yet there is no response. Determination fuels the pelican as he seizes Darius's ear with his colossal bill, fiercely tugging at it. Miraculously, this forceful jolt awakens Darius, causing him to jolt back in astonishment and confusion. As Darius's eyes flutter open, gradually adjusting to his surroundings, he is confronted by the awe-inspiring presence of a majestic white pelican, adorned with a black head and a prominent bulging pouch adorning the lower half of its elongated bill.
What? Who? Where am I?
Well, well, my cat friend, you are in the presence of a friend, and it looks like you are left alone here, with the exception of those three.
Darius attempts to rise from his station, but falls back to the ground. His legs are too weak, and his wounds are extremely deep. He looks over behind him and sees Nara, her general, and Ayana fast asleep in the corner of the small cave.
Don't worry about them, they can't hear a thing.
Are they dead?
Of course not. They are only sleeping. But what about you? Why don't you get up?
Darius tries again, but fall back to the ground in tremendous pain.
Well, isn't it just a delightful sight to behold? Despite your apparent journey to the brink of existence, I am ever so confident in your remarkable ability to defy the odds and gracefully hoist yourself up on those dainty little paws of yours. It's truly awe-inspiring, my cat friend.
Who are you?
You want to know who I am?
Yes. Who are you?
You are lying here in your own blood, battered and bruised, at the brink of death, and your only question is, who am I? Well, in battle fierce, a leader bold, his mighty force a sight to behold. But one decision a fatal mistake, now he lies wounded his comrades forsake. Who is this hero, now left forlorn, at the brink of death alone and torn? Think deep and true, unravel the clue. Tell me, dear friend, who are you?
Exhausted and in excruciating pain, Darius lowers his head once again, not wanting to indulge the pelican's riddle. But the pelican persists in his taunts.
So, why don't you get up?
Darius attempts to move again, but the pain is so horrendous he moans as he squirms about on the ground. He lazily gazes at the bird.
What is it you want with me? Have you seen the other Sarumki that were here?
Yes, I saw them, but the traveler I met on the road with a tale of heroes, or so I'm told. They left long ago, they said with a sneer, off to Ardak, their destination clear. So, my dear friend, heed my advice, get up and move, don't think twice, for linger here you're bound to rue, before something happens better bid adieu. Who am I so eager to chide? With sarcasm and wit I won't hide. Think quick and clever, solve this conundrum true, tell me, O wise one, again I ask, who are you?
Darius does not know what to make of his visitor, for his riddles start to annoy him despite the pain he feels. Ignoring the pelican, he starts to speak to himself out loud.
This is not to be. It is not supposed to end this way. This is all wrong.
Haha, who said it has ended? Let's see. All you have to do is get up and move on, and then there is no end. At least, not yet.
Darius grows hot with the bird's constant prodding for him to get up, seeing that he can't.
What is wrong with you, bird? Do you not see the condition I am in? Get away from me, now!
Oh, well, a foolish feline in need. I've got something here. Oh, yes, indeed. A gift from a long-lost pal, you see. But I doubt you will appreciate it, silly kitty. It's something special. Oh, how blessed you are, a treasure from afar, a shining star, a present from an acquaintance. Oh, so grand. But I bet you wish you knew, don't you understand? So, my dear cat, brace yourself for this surprise. It's a gift that'll make you roll your eyes. But hey, who am I to judge your taste? Enjoy this benefit with utmost haste.
Ignoring the pelican, Darius turns his head away from the bird and places his muzzle between his front paws.
If you turn around, cat, I could go ahead and give this to you, and I will be out of your mane.
Darius, still reluctant, keeps his muzzle between his paws. He starts to grow heavy with sleep once again. Again, his shoulder is nudged more aggressively, this time by the pelican.
Look, don't go back to sleep. If you do, you will not awake the next time. You will surely die.
Again, the pelican nudges Darius's shoulder very persistently. The constant, vigorous nudging causes Darius more pain.
Leave me, before I use the strength I have left to eat you.
I, Plica the Pelican, have been dispatched by the wise owl to aid you, but you must prove your worth. Answer me this riddle, cat. A numinous elixir, a treasure to behold. Kings consume it, their spirits unfold. With a sip life's energy is renewed, their regal might and vigor pursued. What is this nectar that grants king's life? No time to ponder, and when you're ready, let me know your answer.
Darius's eyes suddenly open wide with interest, and he quickly turns his attention back towards the pelican.
Now, don't get too worked up, cat. I'm not a herald for the messenger Grim. I am only a friend, and that's where it ends. However, the owl did send me to you with something you'll adore.
What did the owl say? Please, Plica, no more riddles.
I'm a creature with a bill carrying a fluid for thrill. Open your mouth wide and let me provide the owl's gift, a drink that will fulfill.
Darius contemplates the situation deeply. The pelican Plica advises him to consume a potion that he keeps inside the pouch of his bill. Though it is a risky decision, as Darius is unfamiliar with the bird, he acknowledges that he is on the verge of death. Considering the possibility that the potion might indeed possess healing properties, Darius concludes that he has nothing to lose by giving it a try.
I am at the brink of death, so it doesn't matter if it is something that would hurt me or not. What if it is truly from the owl?
Good, I see you have not lost your faith entirely. Open wide and do not miss a single drop of this sweet stuff.
Plica wobbles closer to Darius and lowers his bill near Darius's mouth. Then, using his neck, he pushes against the filled pouch and starts to release the fluid into Darius's mouth. Darius laps it incessantly so as not to miss a single drop. After Darius finished lapping up all that Plica had to offer of the fluid offered, Plica steps back and lets out a heavy sigh of relief.
I am relieved. The words are free, yet darkness lingers, surrounds me. Bitter taste, a haunting bluff. To your kind, it's never enough. Farewell. This is where we part, take heed, for darkness grips the heart.
Plica then turns to get ready to take flight, but is stopped by Darius.
Is that it? What is to happen now?
Don't you worry your little cat hairs. It's okay to go back to sleep now. You will be just fair.
What did you give me? What was that I drank?
Plica looks over his shoulder at Darius with an almost baffled expression.
Hold on tight. For this darkened plight, a question emerges, in shadows it ignites. Just now it dawns upon your mind as your last meal fades, a whisper behind. My cat companion, beware and take heed, the owl's message, from shadows it's freed. Once you awaken, don't stray from the way, a path laid before you, guiding each day. And remember the transgression so bold, your presumptuous act, a story untold. The owl's voice, condemning your sin. You've erred, my friend, a darkness within.
Plica pauses for a moment as if in a state of confusion.
Now I can see why you Sarumki choose owls as heralds. They have such good memories and much more thorough.
However, Darius grows persistent.
What exactly did you give me to drink, Plica?
Let me weave a rhyme with words divine to capture your attention and make it shine. in a land far away where legends unfold. I sought a treasure worth more than gold. Through countless moons, I journeyed high to bring you something that'll make you sigh. The owl guided me with its wise eyes to the ancient pond where history lies. From Chateauneur's depths this water arose, granting power to kings, their strength it bestows. A blessing from past, a gift from the old, mightiness untamed for stories to be told.
Plyca then approaches closer to Darius and looks intently into his eyes, taking a more serious tone.
Listen up, dear Darius, heed this warning I sing. If it works, your fate may be a precarious thing. For being allowed escape from death's grasp, you've danced on a knife. But how long till its fury consumes your life? The fight you survived should have claimed your last breath. Yet here you stand, defying the cruel hand of death, a gift bestowed upon you by the Creator's decree. But beware, my friend, for it may not set you free. Fueling your existence, this power may devour, leaving you stranded in an everlasting hour. So tread with caution, Darius, in this treacherous game. For your borrowed time, it may not be the same, though my words are abrupt, like a departing breeze. An enigmatic farewell, leaving you to seek the keys. The path ahead, uncertain, your destiny unknown. But remember this warning, lest you reap what's sown. Bye, my friend Darius. As I leave you and my voice fades away, may your choices guide you, in the shadows or in the day. Embrace this newfound power, but remember the cause, for removing death's embrace, a perilous line you've crossed.
Plyca then turns and takes flight into the sky with a newfound intensity, his powerful wings propelling him higher and higher. The wind rushes past him, carrying the echoes of his determination and sense of accomplishment. Darius's heart pounds in his chest as he remembers the legends of the Chateauneuf water, the sacred pool that grants long life to those who believe only through the power of the originator. The lion Lugals of old had thrived because of its miraculous power, a power that was denied to the Nungeda. But despite his knowledge of Chateauneuf, Darius still feels weak, the remnants of fatigue and pain clinging to him like shadows. With every beat of his heart, he fights against his own limitations, pushing himself beyond what he thought possible. He refuses to be defeated, to succumb to the weariness that threatens to consume him. Finally, unable to go on any longer, Darius curls up into a tight ball, seeking solace and strength in the sanctuary of his own being. He places his mighty muzzle between his paws, a symbol of his unwavering determination. Closing his eyes, he surrenders himself to the healing embrace of sleep, trusting that when he awakens, he will be renewed. During all of this, Nara and the others did not hear a single thing, but remained deep in sleep as before. As the first rays of the new day pierce through the darkness, the vultures high above once again descend upon the crag, their watchful eyes never wavering. They sense the change in the air, the palpable energy that surrounds Darius. They know that something extraordinary is about to unfold, and they wait with bated breath for the next chapter in his remarkable journey. Cardin and the majestic lions that accompany him, after enduring a treacherous journey of 25 grueling days, finally arrive in the formidable land of Ardak. Their hearts heavy with the loss of their revered leader Darius, they refuse to surrender to despair, rallying behind Cádin, their new indomitable leader, determined to carry on the mission entrusted to them and emerge victorious. Taking their positions on the eastern side of the battlefield, Cádin and his loyal lions exude an aura of unwavering strength and unwavering unity, their sole purpose being the pursuit of justice and the restoration of law. In Ardak, they are fully aware that their welcome will be far from warm. The air crackles with tension as the lions, their eyes burning with an intense desire, shed their armor, no longer reliant on the historical tools of warfare. Gone are the claw grapplers that once extended their reach and deepened the wounds inflicted upon their enemies from their ancestors centuries ago. The Lima servants, once their loyal archers, darters, and weapon bearers, are absent. Instead, it is the lions alone, embodying a new era of unadulterated lion power. They move with an unparalleled determination, surpassing even the valor of their ancestors, driven by a singular purpose: the unification of tribes and the eradication of the oppressive and corrupt practices imposed by Zafir and his 3 malevolent sons upon the prides of Ardak. With unwavering resolve, Kadin vows to uphold the honor of Darius and, above all, the sacred law by completing the mission at hand. As they enter the territory of Ardak, their arrival marked by a tangible tension, they patiently await the arrival of Zafir, his sons, and their formidable fighting lions. The sun beats down relentlessly, casting an intense heat upon the battlefield, as a distant line of lions gradually emerges, making their way towards Kadin and his fierce companions. It is the combined prides of Farza, Husham, Fardan, and Jahan, a force comprising 90 meticulously selected warrior lions. However, to Kadin's dismay, his own brother prides have aligned themselves with the treacherous and avaricious Zafir and his sons. Yet, as Kadin scrutinizes the opposing ranks, he realizes that Zafir himself is conspicuously absent. Only 2 out of 3 of his sons are visible. Leading this formidable force is Azam, with an even more wild and savage nature about him. As the lions stand poised for battle, Kadin turns to his courageous companions, casting a resolute gaze upon them. With a powerful roar, he rallies their spirits, reminding them of their purpose and urging them not to falter in the face of this unruly horde.
Your true armor lies not in physical protection, but in your unwavering faith and commitment to the establishment of pure law. Only by fighting for these noble causes can victory be attained. May the fervor that burns within my own heart ignite a similar flame within each of you.
With a thunderous roar reverberating through the air, Kadin and his fearless lions surge forward, charging towards their adversaries with unwavering determination. Azam and his lions, poised in stoic anticipation, finally receive the command to attack. They spring into action, launching themselves into the air, descending upon Kadin and his companions with relentless fury. Their claws slashing and tearing into flesh. The weight of their onslaught proves devastating, breaking the necks of a few valiant lions. Yet, undeterred by such carnage, Kadin and his resolute lions press forward, their unwavering commitment to their cause propelling them through the ferocious battle. In the depths of darkness, Kadin emerges from the chaos, confronting Thamir with a chilling gaze. The air thickens with anticipation as they circle each other, ready to unleash their savage fury. Thamir, a weathered figure, lacks the combat prowess of Kadin, who mercilessly tears into his adversary's meager mane, ripping out chunks of hair. Thamir's feeble attempts to retaliate are futile against the ferocity of Kadin's assault. With a final surge of power, Kadin charges, sending Thamir crashing to the ground, his vulnerable underbelly exposed. Kadin sinks his teeth into Thamir's throat with a determined grip, draining the life from his limp body. As Kadin releases his lifeless prey, his eyes meet Azam, standing before him, salivating with a sinister hunger, eagerly anticipating the coming confrontation. Azam's voice drips with venom.
So you've slain my brother. It matters not, for he was weak. It seems your cowardly leader, Darius, has forsaken his old allies and sent you and your pitiful band to fight in his stead. Our Mudatu has long foreseen your advance.
You have violated the sacred laws and defied the words of Agrim the messenger. You seek to usher in an era of darkness and oppression upon Saramki. The originator has...
The originator and your feeble laws. These are nothing but empty chants. You know nothing of the unknown. My father and his son clung to these beliefs, yet they are no more. It brought them death. I am the originator and the law, the ruler of this tribe and soon all others. The age of the Lugals has returned, and I will impose my dominion over all the tribes, forging Saramki into a single, obedient entity. They shall speak when I permit speech, eat when I deem it fit, and sleep only at my command. They shall be indistinguishable slaves to my will. They will only learn what I choose to teach them, and I shall reign supreme in Akshaya. the rightful dwelling of our ancestors. I will lead them all back to the temple cave, where a new age shall rise and consume the lands.
You arrogant fool. Unity is what we strive for, Azam, united in our devotion to the originator and his purpose. There is no need to gather them in one place or alter the perfect laws, but it seems your mind is set on bloodshed. Those who defy your ideologies are condemned to death. We will gladly face you, Azam.
With a bone-chilling roar, the two adversaries charge at each other, their claws slashing and teeth gnashing. Kaidin is joined by two other lions, but their aid is swiftly thwarted by Azam's personal guards attacking from the flank. Though Kaidin and Azam appear evenly matched, Azam's sadistic nature and experience begin to tip the scales in his favor. Undeterred, Kaidin fights on, pushing himself to his limits. The two combatants roll and thrash, their manes disheveled and mingling in the air. Azam manages to overpower Kaidin, pinning him to the ground. With a desperate struggle, Kaidin manages to free himself, creating distance to prepare for a final, decisive strike. But as he retreats, he fails to notice the treacherous chasm lurking beneath, causing him to lose his footing and plummet backward. Azam's laughter echoes through the air, taunting Kaidin.
You fool! Come out and let me end this tiresome struggle. Look around. Your fighters are being slaughtered by mine. It is over, Kaidin.
Enraged and undeterred, Kaidin clings to his unwavering resolve. Ignoring Azam's taunts, he relentlessly leaps and claws, fighting to escape the pit that ensnares him. Just as he manages to regain his footing and claw his way out, a deafening roar reverberates across the horizon. Its power shakes the very foundations of the land, causing rivers to tremble and mountains to shed debris. Even the growls of the lions on the battlefield fall silent in its presence. This roar, once heard but never so fearsome, pierces the air. All eyes turn toward a towering hill where a lion with eyes ablaze like the sun and a mane as red as blood, standing tall in a majestic fashion. His imposing figure surveys the chaos unfolding below. Behind him, the tribes of Briak and Kaidar, the very ones who chose not to accompany Kaidin into Ardak, stand as stoic statues, unwavering in their loyalty. Side by side, the two tribes await the command of their enigmatic leader, exuding an aura of authority and dominance. With a flick of his tail, the mysterious lion signals his followers to charge down the hill in an overwhelming onslaught. Like a swarm of locusts, they descend upon the battlefield, their sheer numbers engulfing Azam and his forces in a wave of terror. Azam's forces, gripped by fear, retreat in haste, only to be ensnared and torn apart by their pursuers. Azam stands dumbfounded, his plans crumbling before his very eyes. Turning his gaze towards the elusive lion who dared to disrupt his reign, Azam's face contorts with a mixture of disbelief and fury. He dares to confront the lion, his voice laced with desperate defiance.
Who are you to challenge me? How dare you interfere?
When the lion catches up with Azam, to Azam's horror, he is face to face with a mature and determined Darius.
Darius, you are alive!
Darius maintains his silence as he charges towards Azam. In a swift and decisive move, he overpowers and eliminates his opponent. Stepping back from Azam's lifeless body, Darius surveys the battlefield, witnessing the triumph of his loyal forces over Azam's army after a fierce struggle. As Darius steps back from Azam's lifeless body, his gaze sweeps across the field, taking in the scene of his loyal forces standing as the victors. Their unwavering loyalty and unwavering commitment to Darius's cause have proven to be invaluable in this decisive battle. After seeing Azam's death by Darius's paw, the lions roar in exultation. Nara, her general, and Ayana, who came with Darius, walk over to him.
Victory! Darius!
Yes, you have done what was commanded of you.
We cannot waste time now, Nara. All is not done yet. Ayana must come with me to the mountain. The stone must be retrieved.
Upon hearing Darius's voice, a profound awe grips the lions. His transformation is nothing short of miraculous. His once majestic form now radiates an unparalleled regality and power, eclipsing anything witnessed before. Yet, it is not merely his physical presence that commands reverence, but the thunderous resonance of his voice that resonates with an otherworldly authority. Each word drips with an intensity that pierces the very soul, a stark departure from his former self.
Darius, I know this is you, but you have changed, even in your voice.
O Nara, it is a power from the depths of our ancestral legacy, shrouded in the mists of time, lost to oblivion for centuries. But mark my words, another chance has been bestowed upon me by the originator, a divine opportunity to fulfill my sacred duty. I shall walk the path of righteousness with unyielding conviction.
Darius stands reborn, a colossus among lions, his presence casting a formidable shadow over all. Every aspect of him exudes magnificence and grandeur, leaving no doubt that he has ascended to unprecedented heights of prowess and majesty. Nara's approving nod ignites a fire within Ayana's heart as she feels the weight of responsibility pushing her toward Darius. With a surge of adrenaline, she breaks away from Nara's side and swiftly mounts Darius, clutching his majestic mane with a firm grip. The air crackles with anticipation as Darius, fueled by determination, propels himself forward with lightning speed toward the daunting mountain that looms ahead. With every powerful stride, Darius reveals the depths of his new strength and unwavering resolve. The ground beneath them trembles in response to his thunderous gallop, propelling them closer to their destination with an unstoppable force. Ayana can feel the raw power coursing through Darius's veins, his muscles rippling beneath her as she clings to him with unyielding determination. As they approach the mountain, Darius exhibits a remarkable display of agility and precision. Each step is calculated, ensuring their safe ascent towards the treacherous opening where the coveted stone awaits.
Hold on tightly now.
The air grows colder with every passing moment, biting at their skin and causing Ayana to seek solace in the warmth of Darius's magnificent mane. She buries herself as close as possible, seeking shelter from the biting chill that threatens to freeze her very soul. The mountain seems to challenge them at every turn, with steep inclines and treacherous terrain testing their mettle. But Darius remains undeterred, his unwavering focus never faltering. With each passing obstacle, they grow closer to their goal, their determination intensifying with every step.
I'm scared, Darius.
Do not worry, nothing here will harm you. The originator is guiding our way, and when he is for you, nothing can be against you.
In this exhilarating and perilous ascent, Ayana's heart pounds in her chest, a symphony of adrenaline and fear. But soon, she finds solace in Darius's unwavering presence, his sheer power serving as a beacon of hope and protection. Together they forge ahead, defying the odds and proving that they are bound by a bond stronger than any mountain or obstacle that dares to stand in their way. Finally, they arrive on the open ledge where the stone they seek sits inside a dark cave. Ayana dismounts Darius's back and slowly heads into the cave, with her fear slowly melting away. She quickly turns, looking for Darius, and there he is, faithfully right beside her.
Fear not, I have not left your side, Ayana. It is okay to proceed.
Ayana proceeds with a more determined gait into the cave. It is dark, damp, and cool inside the cave. A faint whistling noise can be heard deep inside, possibly the calls of bats or frogs. They head deeper into the cave until the light behind them from the exit is no longer visible.
Hold on to my mane. I will lead you further, for the night is an ally to my eyes.
As time trickles by within the oppressive darkness of the cave, a chilling sound pierces the silence, sending shivers down their spines. Faint, labored breaths resonate through the cavern, their haunting echoes reverberating through the very core of their beings. The air becomes thick with an ominous presence, a foreboding sign of imminent danger. Before Ayana can fully comprehend the perils that lie ahead, the sinister snarls join the eerie chorus of breaths, intensifying the sense of impending doom. Fear takes hold of her, urging her to seek shelter and safety in the only sanctuary she knows, beneath the mighty form of Darius. With a desperate scramble, she scurries underneath him, seeking solace within the protective shield of his majestic presence.
Come and face me, know that your progression may be your end.
All of a sudden, from the darkness, leaps a small reptilian creature, hissing and scratching at the cave walls, attempting to scare them off, but keeping a safe distance. He is hideous in form and keeps a crouching stance about him. He circles Darius and Ayana, keeping a fixed eye on the two. Darius keeps a strict eye on the creature as well, not faltering one bit.
Who are you? You are not welcome here.
Worry not who we are. Keep your distance, lizard. I have more pressing business in these mountains.
You will tell me who you are, Sarumki. I am not afraid of you or your kind. I was put here for a purpose, and I will fulfill that purpose until death.
Then prepare to fulfill your purpose in death, for that is what your destiny holds for you today if you continue to stand in our way.
The creature daringly limps over to Darius and stands face to face with him.
You come up into my domain and claim that you owe me nothing but death.
Darius's fur bristles with anticipation as he prepares for an imminent attack. However, before the confrontation unfolds, Ayana bravely emerges from beneath him, placing herself between the two adversaries, determined to prevent a fight. The creature, taken aback by the unexpected sight of the human girl standing in the cave, pulls back in astonishment, its previous aggression momentarily subdued.
What is this? A human child here with a Sarumki? How can this be?
Again, this is of no concern to you.
Darius then looks down at Ayana.
What are you doing? You mustn't interfere. Go and wait for me in the corner there. I will be done here in the blink of an eye.
It can't be. All these years, and now it has finally come? It was speculated that it would be a human child, but that idea was pushed to the side, for it would have been impossible. Is this truly possible?
How do you know all of this, lizard?
The creature falls upon its charred, callous knees and prostrates himself before Darius and Ayana.
I was banished to this desolate place, a punishment for the unspeakable crimes I committed. It was a darkness that consumed my soul, an evil that I unleashed over 5 years ago. In the quiet mountains just beyond Ardak, I encountered a Sarumkina, one of your kind, seeking solace and tranquility away from her pride. I watched her from the shadows of my hidden dwelling, never daring to approach or engage in conversation. I remained a silent observer, hidden from her knowledge. But one fateful day, she arrived in my cave, heavy with the weight of impending motherhood. In the throes of labor, she chose my sanctuary as the birthplace for her precious cubs. In that moment, my undisciplined instincts overcame me. Consumed by a terrible and insatiable hunger, I succumbed to the allure of the birthing fluids and the scent of fresh blood. Without a second thought, I devoured each and every one of her innocent offspring. In my selfishness, I reveled in the fleeting pleasure, oblivious to the devastating consequences of my actions. She fled from the darkness of the cave, bereft of her precious cubs, her body weakened by the horrors I inflicted upon her. The weight of remorse and sorrow now burdens my soul, as I reflect upon the magnitude of my heinous deeds. My heart is heavy with regret, knowing that I forever altered the course of her life and inflicted irreparable pain upon her.
Darius feels his temper surging as the creature's tail strikes a haunting chord, echoing the harrowing experiences his mother shared with him when he was just a vulnerable cub. Could this be the very same monster that mercilessly slaughtered his newborn sisters and inflicted terror upon his mother? His suspicions intensify when the creature reveals its identity as Chenda, a cousin of the Nungeda, shunned and cast out by their own kind. In a blaze of fury, Darius unleashes a bone-chilling roar and lunges at Chenda, overpowering him and forcing him to the ground. With a savage force, he dislocates Chenda's right arm. As Darius prepares to deliver a fatal blow, Chenda's agonized screams pierce the air, pleading for a final moment to utter his last words.
I am to die, but please, please let me speak further, Sarumki. Let me speak before you exact judgment today.
That Sarumkina was my mother, you damned lizard. You did not kill all of her cubs, I was the last. I am the Dean and her avenging son.
Please, please. I am no longer a servant of the Nungeda. For many years I've dwelt here, unable to leave by penalty of death. I have witnessed the passing of countless seasons, the migration of the black locust in search of the nourishing Nuru. Yet they do not know of my existence in this forsaken place. I have existed without sustenance, surviving solely on water. The pains of starvation have gnawed at my being, pushing me to the brink of death. But I could not succumb, for some unfathomable power holds my body captive. This is my punishment, a relentless torment that knows no end. I was told to remain here, imprisoned in this desolate realm, until the arrival of the Diyin and the Nuru. Only then will my final judgment be exacted. It is in your paws, Sarumki, yours alone, to grant me either death or mercy. But before you make your decision, I implore you to accompany me to the sacred stone the human child has traveled so far to claim. There is no deceit or trickery in my words, only the raw truth. There is nothing left for me any longer, no purpose, no solace.
His plea hangs in the air, filled with a profound sense of resignation and a heartfelt plea for understanding. Chenda's voice quivers with the weight of his past deeds, yearning for a glimmer of hope and redemption amidst the darkness that engulfs him. Darius, still livid, reluctantly releases Chenda. He yearns to kill the little creature, but something within him halts his execution momentarily.
Take us to the stone.
Chenda slowly rises and heads deeper into the cave. Ayana climbs onto Darius's back once again and clinches tightly to his mane. They follow behind Chenda, with Darius remaining weary of the little creature. Chenda rushes ahead into the cave, searching frantically on the ground. He suddenly stops and discovers a stone door. As he opens it, a burst of blinding light spills out, throwing him backward.
Do not go over there, Sarumki! That light will kill even the Diyin. It burns. Thus the reason I have never been able to hold it. I only guard it. Now we shall see if she is truly the Nuru.
The whole cave is instantly lit up. The light bears an uncomfortable heat. Darius shields his eyes from the light with his front paws.
It is the stone, a great power surrounds it.
Ayana remains unfazed by the intense display of light, her determination unwavering. With cautious steps, she inches closer to the open stone doors, drawn to the mesmerizing glow emanating from within. Kneeling down, she peers inside, her eyes fixated on the mysterious sight before her. Gently, she reaches in, her fingers brushing against the surface of a stone with intricate etchings, shaped like a foreboding triangle. The stone, no larger than a man's hand, feels weighty and significant in her grasp. With a deliberate motion, she turns the stone, its ancient markings coming alive under her touch. Suddenly, as if in response to her action, the blinding light dissipates, leaving the cave engulfed in darkness once again. Darius cautiously lowers his paw, his eyes adjusting to the newfound obscurity. And there, standing before him, is Ayana, her face illuminated by a faint glow that lingers around the stone she now holds in her hands. The intensity may have faded, but an undeniable aura of power surrounds the enigmatic artifact.
Are you well?
Yes, I am.
Chenda at once cautiously approaches Ayana with his head down out of respect, refusing to look at her in the eyes, but his hands outstretched holding a small leather pouch.
Take, please, This is where you might keep your stones.
Still harboring a deep sense of distrust in his heart, Darius's emotions bubble to the surface in a surge of aggression. With a swift and forceful motion, he snatches the pouch from Chenda's grasp, his claws extracting from his paw with a menacing display. Without uttering a word, he marches over to Ayana and places the pouch into her hands gently. Chenda, caught off guard by Darius's sudden outburst, stumbles backward and crumbles to the ground once again, his body succumbing to the overwhelming force of the moment. The atmosphere in the cave grows heavy with tension, as each member of the group grapples with their own fears and desires. Understanding that his fate is death at Darius' hands, Chenda stands back to his feet slowly, with his head lowered and submissive.
I am ready to die, Sarumki.
Darius strides purposefully towards the kneeling Chenda, his massive frame casting a menacing shadow. With a deliberate motion, he raises his formidable paw, claws unsheathed, poised to strike over the creature's bowed head. In a split second, Ayana rushes forward, positioning herself between Darius and Chenda, her body serving as a protective shield. Sorrow fills her eyes as she gazes into the depths of Darius's fierce gaze, pleading for mercy. Slowly, the savage countenance of Darius begins to soften. He lowers his paw back to the ground, a flicker of conflict evident in his eyes. Deep down, he knows that Chenda's past actions warrant a swift and merciless death. However, his sense of duty calls for mercy, reminding him of the higher purpose he serves.
Rise, Chenda. You have taken Ayana to the stone. So, your debt has been paid. Go in peace.
Chenda slowly raises his head in disbelief. He cautiously backs away from Darius into a corner of the cave with his eyes fixated into Darius' eyes, still in shock.
All my years here, I have dreamed of this day, the day I would die, but instead mercy is shown to me. Let the world bear witness that the originator and Lord of all the worlds have shown mercy to me today. I will indeed, for the rest of my years, serve your cause. May you prosper in health and live long, Sarumki.
Chenda springs from the corner, a burst of energy propelling him towards the cave's exit. As he reaches the threshold, he momentarily halts, his eyes widening with wonder and curiosity. Like a newborn babe, he takes in the sight of the world outside, his innocence palpable in his gaze. With a tentative movement, Chenda extends his right claw towards the beckoning light. The rays caress his scales, casting a mesmerizing sparkle upon his flesh. Encouraged by the enchanting touch, he gradually pulls the rest of his body out, his excitement mingling with a hint of trepidation. As he stands in the open, Chenda's amazement is palpable. His eyes dart around, taking in the vastness and beauty of his surroundings. Fear momentarily tugs at his heartstrings, but his enthusiasm and joy quickly overpower any lingering doubts. In a burst of exuberance, he begins to dance and leap with unrestrained delight.
I am alive! I am alive!
As for Darius and Ayana, they too leave the mountain. After climbing onto his back, Ayana and Darius head back down the mountain to join the others. The others wait with great anticipation. On seeing Darius and Ayana, Nara races over to meet them. Ayana jumps from Darius's back and onto Nara's neck.
Mama, we did it! We did it!
Good. I always knew you were more than able.
Darius casually walks amongst the many lions present, standing victorious in their claiming of Ardak. On seeing Darius, Kaedin runs over to him, happy over his return.
Oh, Darius, how I am most pleased to see you alive and with us, my brother.
And I feel the same, Kaedin. You have done well.
Darius, we have the captives that fought against us with Azam and his rabble. What should we do with them?
Darius scans the battlefield, his piercing gaze falling upon the remaining lions who had fought alongside Azam against him and his formidable forces. The once fierce warriors now stand cowed and wounded, their fear palpable in their eyes. A heavy sigh escapes Darius's lips, laden with sorrow and compassion. With a voice filled with mercy and conviction, he addresses Kaedin.
Caden, the path ahead is clear. These lions are to be set free, given the chance to embrace our noble cause and live by the pure laws. Show them no harm. Treat them not with harshness, for they are your brothers.
Caden's lips part in a soft purr, his agreement evident in the nod of his head. Darius ascends to a commanding position atop a towering rock at Mount Kadka, the very mountain that Zafir stood upon and announced a young Darius as a traitor. But now Darius stands as a victor, with his presence instilling a sense of awe and reverence in the multitude of lions gathered below, awaiting his words.
It is a momentous thing for me to be here with you on this grand occasion. So many of you, an event never seen before in our lifetime, not since the days when the Lugals held all Sarumki tribes together. Today my brothers are finally at peace, no squabbling over territory rights, but unified as one tribe. For some of you, your faith has been tested, and notwithstanding poor decisions I might have made, many of you continued the course. But today, here atop of Mount Kadka in my homeland of Ardak, I regret to inform you that I shall no longer continue with you, for it was said to me that my days as Diyin will end after the first uniting is complete. So, I will not be settling with you until my days as Diyin are complete.
Many of the lions start to weep and wail over his comments. They are in disbelief over his words. The light that shined within his eyes, from the power that emanated by the water of Shatanur, starts to flicker.
But do not be afraid, my brothers and sisters. The originator remains with you and shall always be before you, as long as you remain faithful to his word and never pull away from his commandments. Caden and Nara will now take the lead, and to them shall you remain faithful in anticipation of the future Diyin to come. No longer will the prides be governed by many Sarumki. Each pride will have only 3 to 4 elders and will call unto other prides for aid when needed. The time for the great Sarumki armies are not yet here, but will come when the time for battle is called against that evil which shall come. You are no longer many tribes, but now one unified tribe. Mate with each other and build families amongst one another, for you are one kind with one belief. Though you will go into the land as individual prides, you will indeed remain one in purpose and cause, as the originator is one. So I take as witness the sky and sea against you, so that you may continue unified in mind and heart, serving your brother and sister, and keeping the laws pure from impure innovations, for our faith and obedience is our victory over evil and our successful progression into the future. Hold the laws before you like prey, devour its savory sayings, and hold it dear to your bosom and tantalizing to your tongue. Do not leave the originator's law, for it is your life and the triumph of your existence.
Afterwards, Ayana runs to Darius with tears falling from her eyes. She falls onto his thick mane, holding onto it tightly.
My dear Ayana, your presence here is most welcomed, more than any. Do not be afraid or be terrified, as long as you stay upon the right path. The originator shall be with you, always, always.
Darius then gives her a soft lick on her hair, then gently pulls back from her. Nara mournfully comes and takes Ayana away from Darius. Caden approaches Darius with his head lowered in sorrow. But before he can say a word, Darius interrupts.
You were right, my brother, you were right. Now lead this great tribe while awaiting the new Diyin.
With a decisive gesture, Darius pivots and dashes away from the throng of lions, his movements swift and relentless. He propels himself forward with unbridled speed and determination, his gaze fixed ahead, unwavering in his purpose. With each stride, he surges closer to the distant horizon, disappearing into the vast expanse with an intensity that echoes through the very fabric of existence. The lions look on in disbelief with the absence of their leader. Caden finds his strength and then turns to the assembly of lions.
Come, let us remember our brother by our faith and new nation of oneness.
As the lions dispersed and embarked on the final process of unifying the tribes, the appointment of more elders across the lands marked a new era guided by the ancient laws inscribed by the revered messengers. A profound re-education effort took root, ensuring the preservation of traditions and the wisdom of the elders. In a symbolic act of permanence, the laws were engraved into towering rocks, their significance etched with the mark of the claw. The resurfacing of the old language, once a vessel of lion storytelling and heritage, became a beacon of hope for the tribes, a shield against the eroding tides of time. Amidst this backdrop of unity and awakening, Kadin, Nara, and Ayana held steadfast in Ardak, their presence as Abinags a testament to the enduring spirit of the Lion clans. A tranquil peace enveloped the land, reminiscent of a fragile leaf dancing in the winds of change, yet holding firm in its grace and resilience. But as the seasons marched on, a shadow loomed over the horizon. The young lions, now coming of age, started to chart their own paths, diverging from the teachings of their forefathers. Ayana, now blossoming into a young woman, stood resolute in her dedication to the ancient laws, a beacon of tradition in a sea of evolving ideologies. Yet, amidst the whispers of dissent and treachery, a darkness threatened to cloud the once radiant horizon. The younger lions, hungry for power and influence, cast wary glances towards Ayana, her humanity a source of contempt and intrigue. The threads of unity began to fray, the tapestry of tradition threatened by the looming spectre of discord. On one chilly night in the heart of the tribe of Ardak, Nara carries the gift of new life within her, cradling the precious promise of future generations. Venturing from the pride to quench her thirst at a murmuring stream, she savors the cool, refreshing water that whispers tales of ancient origins. Pausing after her drink, she basks in the gentle caress of the soothing breeze, a moment of tranquility amidst the whispers of the night. In a sudden burst of motion, a bird slashes across her line of sight with a piercing, unearthly screech, snapping her focus into sharp alertness. Nara whips around, her gaze slicing through the darkness as she scans the heavens for the source of the eerie sound. A sense of urgency grips her as she whirls in a frantic circle, seeking the elusive creature that streaked past with such urgency. Finally, her eyes lock onto a majestic owl, its gaze piercing and intense as it fixes on her with an otherworldly wisdom. The air shivers with an unspoken power as the owl's voice, strangely soothing yet laden with gravity, echoes through the night.
Be joyful, Saramkina, for I am a herald of the messengers of old, a deliverer of savoury words. You have been mercifully chosen, O mother of Kulkan. The cub you bear shall be Diyin foretold.
By word of Agrim. Victory.
O noble seekers of triumph, lend me your ears and hearts. Within the boundless lands and beneath the eternal sky, the path to true victory is not forged by mere strength of teeth and claw. Nay, it is a journey embarked upon with the deepest reverence for the sacred principles that govern our existence. If you should endeavor to traverse the trials laid before you, and should you remain diligent and unwavering in your pursuit, understanding the gravity and significance of each decree, then and only then shall you be deemed worthy of true victory. To possess endurance and faith is to grasp the essence of life itself, to bear the burdens of the world yet remain unbowed. It is within this endurance that the will to survive is kindled, a flame that refuses to be extinguished by the fiercest of gales. Obedience to the ancient laws and hope in the unseen future are not mere acts of submission, but are the hallmarks of a soul in harmony with the grand design. Above all, it is the faith in the originator, the unseen force that breathes life into the void, that stands as the cornerstone of true victory. It is through this unwavering faith that one finds the strength to persevere, to rise above the mire of despair, and to walk with dignity upon the path of righteousness. Victory, my dear Saramki and Saramkina, is not the mere conquest of foes nor the accumulation of spoils. It is a state of being, achieved through the devotion of one's heart, the sincerity of one's intentions, and the fortitude of one's mind and spirit. It is the profound understanding that true justice is not a privilege of the mighty, but a right of all beings that dwell under the heavens. In your quest, Let your actions be guided by wisdom and compassion. Let your heart be a vessel of patience and humility, and let your soul be a beacon of unwavering hope. With these virtues as your armaments and these principles as your compass, you shall navigate the trials of existence with grace and emerge not just as victors, but as paragons of virtue and honor. Thus, in the end, when the dust of strife has settled and the echoes of battle have faded, you shall find yourself adorned with the laurels of victory, not merely by the prowess of your might, but by the strength of your character and the purity of your soul.
And so, we come to the conclusion of the first audio drama in the Temple of the Lion series, part of the Darius Chronicles, Volume 1. I sincerely hope you enjoyed it, as a lot of effort went into crafting this experience for you. Stay tuned for the next installment in the Temple of the Lion series. The second audio drama will be released soon, though we won't compromise on quality, so your patience is much appreciated. Meanwhile, keep an eye out for the next audio drama from Legends of the Savant, another captivating tale from a different time, place, and era that promises to engage both your mind and heart in unexpected ways. We're preparing a variety of stories for your listening pleasure. Please support our channel by liking this video and sharing it widely. If you haven't joined our growing community yet, please subscribe to stay updated on our latest audio drama releases. We're also working on a Patreon page to offer backstage access with more in-depth information about these imaginative worlds and other exciting content you'll love. Thank you for your time and for choosing Legends of the Savant as your go-to destination for audio entertainment. Until next time, take care of your families and most importantly, yourself.